Welcome to another episode of Gen 5 Restomods. We're today at the Brothers Collection. We've been waiting years to see this, so we're going to take a few pics and describe what we see. So we're starting the Mercedes section. We've got motorcycles on the wall. There's what? 300 SLs, Mercedes. Every car here looks like it's absolutely perfect, top of the line. Okay, what else do we got? Lamborghini Espada 73. Here's a unique car you don't see very often. It's got to be maybe an early Alpha. Yes, it's an Alpha. This is a 60 Alpha Scaglietti Sprint Special. Oh man, that's really rare. Look at that bodywork. Beautiful, absolutely stunningly beautiful car. So small and lightweight. Oh, there's my Porsche 356s. We got to go over there. So yeah, this is what we want. The 1965 356 SC. Had the 95 horsepower engine. I always love these colors with the black interior. Oh, just stunning. The reason why you want 64, 65, you can see here, they actually had disc brakes. Prior to that, in 63, they had regular drums. You can see here's a 64 356. And then let's see what this one is. It's probably a Cabriolet, another 64. He doesn't have an earlier one. A 63. So there's the hubcaps. You can see the hubcaps kind of indicate whether it's disc brakes or not. So this is the Super 90, which was the hot rod at the time, 63. I think these are T6s. There's a T5, which is double grill in the back. And here's the Holy Grail, the 959. So what happened is that you couldn't bring the 959 in the United States. So what year was this? 87. So Bill Gates had one and he kept it in Europe for 20 years. Now you can bring them in and, well, they're probably all brought in, and you can bring them in because they're over 25 years old. But this was the supercar of its era. Oh, here's another one. Here's a 62 T6. So 62, T5, and T6. So T5, there's the T5, which is 61. So that's when they changed from T5 to T6. You can see that one over there has got a single grill. But I think this one has a removable hardtop. Yeah, that was an optional hardtop. Ooh, God. Any one of these ones are just, look at all the original literature on the walls. The specs from Road and Track. Man, wow. Another hardtop. They actually had something called a notchback that looked like that. That wasn't a hardtop. It was a limited version. 356A. And then 1956. So that is a super cab. And it's not the Speedster. Here's the Speedster, which I can't remember was 55, 56. Got a real Speedster. They're worth like, I don't know, $250,000, maybe more. And that is, who's the bodywork? Rudder, R-E-U-T-T-E-R. So Rudder was the body manufacturer. Porsche bought Rudder and reassigned them, and they eventually made seats only, and they're called Recaro. So that's a short little history on the 356, which I've always loved. I had one. I had a 63 once. I bought it for $8,000. I sold it for $18,000. I thought I was the man. Now you can't touch one for less than 80 G. Just saw a 59 go for $194,000 on bringatrailer.com. Okay, here we have the 1967 Camaro one-off GM styling car called the Cherokee. I've never heard of this car. I didn't know it existed. And this was a design exercise. You can see that the rims are the same rims that they had in 67 for the Corvette, which were the turbine wheels, and in '67 they removed the knockoffs because it was a federal mandate. You couldn't have knockoffs after that point. So those are directly off the Corvette. I think they were Kelsey Hayes wheels. And look at the spoiler. The spoiler's integrated into the rear. It doesn't have an actual physical spoiler. Oh wow, look at that. And look at the gas cap. It's got a quick release gas cap. RS headlights. Oh, and it's got short and little baby bumpers. Look at that. The bumpers are cut down. Yeah. Well, the bumper normally goes the whole way. Yeah. I wonder if there's anything in the... Wow. And look at that, it's got eight stack injection. What does it say? It says, oh, it's a Mark IV 396 with probably Webers. It looks to me like it's got 8 stack Webers. Yeah, look at that hood. It's a special made hood. And it's got an RS front. And the front fenders, the front bumper's been cut too, and the running lights have been moved in. This is cool, man. This would have really... Oh, it's got an external tack. Look at that. Woohoo! Wow. It's got the deluxe interior. Wow. Now that was worth coming just to see that. I've never heard of this car. And I know everything there is about Camaros. Obviously not. So, wow. Absolutely stunning 1964 Ferrari 250 GT Lusso Coupe, and behind it is a Bizzarini. The Bizzarini was another attempt to marry American V8 power, which was 327, and Italian designing. He was a designer, got to Bizzarini for Lamborghini, and decided to go on his own. 72 365 GTB Daytona Spider. I mean, they're worth a lot, but it's okay. It's not my favorite design, but they're highly sought after. Ferrari 412 Coupe, that's a different one. 59 Ferrari 250 GT LWB, long wide body California Spider by Scaglietti. Look at that one. Yow. Really, really, really nice. Absolutely perfect. Another 250 Cabriolet, 1960. These are newer ones. 550 Maranello. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, the F40. Next to, what came after the F40? The F50. So they took the design and then refined it, enhanced the aerodynamics, made the wing a little bit more curvaceous, and followed by the Enzo. 2003 Enzo. I think I like the Enzo better than LaFerrari. I think this is one of the most stunning designs they ever came up with. Absolutely top of the line. 212 original miles. How could you have a car like this and not drive it? I don't care how many. It's like, you need to drive one of these dudes. Wow. Maybe my pulse will slow down a little bit. I don't think so. Carry on now. So this is something you don't ever see. A 1957 Ferrari 3-point hydroplane. Of course, it's got to have a Ferrari engine. Yeah, it's got with a Roots supercharger. Woo! Yow, look at that.
12 cylinders. 542 horse.
Look at the front. It even looks like the front end of a Ferrari. The Italians, I don't know. There's something about the way they design stuff. (2015) Porsche 918 Spider. These, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were partially electrified. I think I saw one of these at Monterey in 2015 or 2016. Wow, whew, man, millions and millions of dollars. Absolutely stunning. of Carrera GT from 2005 with a stash of Ducatis. 1299 Panigale. Wow. I actually went to the Ducati factory in 2016. Not only did I get to go to the factory, I got to go to the museum. It's kind of like seeing the Pope for me. Here we are in the Cobra section. These are all original correct Cobras with their CSX number. Here's an early, what some people call the slab side, which would be probably 64, 65. And let's see if there's a poster on this one. These of course came from the AC Bristol when Bristol stopped manufacturing the engine, which was under license from BMW. That's when Carroll Shelby jumped in and said, hey, I think I got an engine for here. So here is another 289. This might be an FIA. I'm not sure because the wheel wells sometimes look a little bit bigger. That's an early one, 2012. And here's the famous camback, which was the Daytona Coupe. I can't remember who designed it. They knocked this thing out in a very short period of time, and it was their attempt at a downforce, and it was very, very successful. But the rumor has it that they built 5 of them and they left them in Europe, and somebody rescued them because they didn't want to spend the money shipping them back. So here's a real one. You can see how the hood gap is kind of funky. But it's also featured in the Ford versus Ferrari movie. There's a cool little picture of the factory working on all the cars. Now we're going to big block land. So after, of course, originally started with the 260, then the 289, and then the mighty 427, which was the holy grail of. They're still, even today in autocross, they still win. They're that good. Another big block. I actually wrote to Carroll Shelby when I was in high school telling me I wanted to be a race car driver. And he wrote back and said, hey, go to school and study engineering and mathematics. So how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 original Cobras. And there's the original GT40. I walked right by that one. Let's take a quick look at this one. It is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Classic Cobra knockoffs. Here's an early 289, 64 289 with Weber injection. And then these you can see from the English, it had a front traversely mounted leaf spring for the front suspension, which was, I think it was the same in the back. So they could improve it, but that was the original design from AC Cars, which was the original manufacturer of the AC Ace, and then they had the AC Bristol, which used the Bristol engine. Now this is one of my favorite cars from Design Point, which is a Saline S7. I always thought this was just an absolutely stunningly beautiful design. I don't know how many they made. They didn't make that very many of them. 427 in it. Very cramped. You can see there's not much. There's much room in there except to hold on. Looks like there's carbon fiber intakes. Look at that. Bundle of snakes. Carbon fiber rear. Steve Saline designed this one. I don't know what they're worth. Twin turbo, one of 13 twin turbos. More highly sought after, desirable supercars. So here's the early vet room. This was 53, number 284. I'm not sure who Nolan Adams was. Who is Nolan Adams? Oh, he's the restoration guy. So there's a 53. Of course, those are all polo white with red interior. Another 53, because you can't get enough 53s. Another 53, and this is a 54. So the 54 didn't have the V8 until 55. So this should have the 6-cylinder in it in 54. You finally got a color besides polo white. And here is a 55. So this would be the first year of the V8. Yeah, you can see the Chevrolet on the sides of V8. If I was going to get one, I would get the V8 Mott version. And here's another one, which is 56. You can see how they slightly changed from 55 to 56. See the coves, that one has coves, and the 55 didn't have coves. And then 56, you had the dual quads and the coves. And everybody steals the grill and puts these for custom cars. They like this grill and they retrofit them to any number of cars. I think I like that red one the best. That one's really nice. So yeah, here's a complete walking history of Corvette each year. 57, we just looked at the 56. There's a 58, of course, which is the first year of the dual headlights. 59, I have a hard time telling 59 and 58. 58 has the ripple on the top of the hood, 59 doesn't. And then, of course, 60, 59. Oh, we're missing one. This is a 59. We don't have a 60. We've got a 62. So 62 was the last of the C2s. I think they refer to them as solid axle. And then in 63, they went to IRS. Here's the holy grail of Corvettes, 63 Z06. Some of them had what they called big tanks. I'm not sure how to tell on the big tanks. Not sure if this is a big tanker, but this is the fuelie. So the Z06 would be the fuel injected 327. I think it was the second series for the Rochester mechanical fuel injection. Okay. And then 64. 66, you can see the knockoffs on 66 and the difference in the big block hood. See the hood on 66 is different from 67. 67 we went to the rally wheels, or you had the Kelsey Hayes called turbine wheels. So that is the Stinger hood for 427. Big block hood, which is copied and used. So this is 67, and I can look closer at the wheels. That was the same wheels that we looked at on the Camaro Striker prototype, which they tell me that they weren't correct. So we'll get into that later. But this, with the knockoffs, you couldn't have knockoffs. So this was their solution. That inner portion pops off and then just bolt on. So yeah, that's what you want. This is a 400 horsepower. You get 400, 425, 435. Big block cars. So that is the end of C2. Okay, welcome to Pontiac land. Wow, Firebirds, Trans Ams. Woo! Look at those. Look at all those Trans Ams over there. 455. Man, these are nice cars. Screaming Chicken. 69 Firebird convertible. There's a Trans Am Ram Air 4. One of 46 Ram Air 4 4-speeds. That's got to be a really, really rare car. Ram Air 4 Trans Am. Oh, look at the rear wing. You know, it's really cool. They put all this effort into it. They have all period correct advertisements. One of the things I wanted to point out in the advertisements, we'll just zoom in on this one over here, because my father was a commercial illustrator. During this period of time, instead of taking photographs, they would illustrate the cars. And that was kind of the standard advertising for the period. One of 8, the last one produced 69 Trans Am Convertible. Another rare Firebird. Look at those lower scoops. I love that. A lot of white cars here.
This is only one of 8.
That one was one of 8, yeah. Another convertible. So he's got 2 convertibles from 69. 69, he's got 3 of them. Out of 8 in the world that was built, he has 3 of them. Okay. I guess he likes Ram Air 4s. Huh. Yeah. Wow. White cars with turquoise stripes. 69 Trans Am Ram 4 again. 1 of 46. Okay, here we go. 70 Ram Air 4. 1 of 50. Man, these things are rare. Do these all have 455s in them? Ram Air 2. That was only a Ram Air 4. So it was a 400. 70 and a half. The heck the difference between 70 and 70 and a half? Man, you got to really know your stuff. And another one. 70. Another 70 and a half. Wow. 70 and a half. 72. Those first ones we looked at, that was a 74 Super Duty, and this is a 73 Super Duty, 1 of 72. So those are 455s. The famous, I think they call this Screaming Chicken. I'm not a Pontiac guy, but I think that's what they call it. These things didn't have much horsepower because this is when the smog control came in and they just choked them up, and even though they were big block motors, they didn't have much horsepower at all. Continue on with the Pontiac Land 69 GTO. There's a 69 GTO Judge. I'm not sure what characterized the Judge other than the stripes and stuff. There must have been a couple options. A 70, another 70, 1 of 6 Ram Air 4 4-speed convertible. Judge. Look at those stripes. Red, blue, and yellow stripes. I've never seen one of those. And another Judge convertible. GTO Judge convertible. I think he has the rarest of the rare Pontiac GTOs and Trans Ams are in this room.